Today we shall read a little from Conversations with Swamiji, that is, Talks with Swami Vivekananda. Disciple. Is then the work without motive of the unselfish knower of Brahman like the activities of a lunatic? Swamiji. Why so? Giving up the fruits of work means not to perform work for the good of one's own body or mind. The knower of Brahman never seeks his own happiness. But what is there to prevent him from doing work for the welfare of others? Whatever work he does without attachment for its fruits brings only good to the world. It is all for the good of the many, for the happiness of the many. Bahujana hitaya, bahujana sukhaya. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, they never take a false step. Betale pa podena in Bengali. Haven't you read in the Uttara Rama Charita, Sanskrit? The words of the ancient rishis have always some meaning. They are never false. When the mind is merged in the Atman by the suppression of all modifications, it produces a dispassion for the enjoyment of fruits of work here and hereafter. There remains no desire in the mind for any enjoyment here or after death in any heavenly sphere. There is no action and interaction of desires in the mind. But when the mind descends from the superconscious state into the world of I and mine, then, by the momentum of previous work or habit, or samskaras, impressions, the functions of the body go on as before. The mind then is generally in the superconscious state. Eating and other functions of the body are done from mere necessity, and the body consciousness is very much attenuated. Whatever work is done after reaching this transcendental state is done rightly. It conduces to the real well-being of men and the world. For then, the mind of the doer is not contaminated by selfishness or calculation of personal gain or loss. The Lord has created this wonderful universe, remaining always in the realm of superconsciousness. Therefore, there is nothing imperfect in this world. So I was saying that the actions which the knower of the Atman does without attachment for fruits are never imperfect, but they conduce to the real well-being of men and the world. Disciple. Sir, you said just now that knowledge and work are contradictory, that in the supreme knowledge there is no room at all for work, or in other words, that by means of work the realization of Brahman cannot be attained. Why then do you now and then speak words calculated to awaken great rajas activity? You were telling me the other day, work, 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 there is no other way. Swamiji. Going round the whole world, I find that people of this country are immersed in great tamas, inactivity, compared with people of other countries. On the outside, there is a simulation of the sattvika, calm and balanced state, but inside, downright inertness, like that of stocks and stones. What work will be done in the world by such people? How long can such an inactive, lazy, and sensual people live in the world? First travel in Western countries, then contradict my words. How much of enterprise and devotion to work, how much enthusiasm and manifestation of rajas are there in the lives of the Western people, while in your own country, it is as if the blood has become congealed in the heart, so that it cannot circulate in the veins, as if paralysis has overtaken the body and it has become languid. So my idea is first to make the people active by developing their rajas and thus making them fit for the struggle for existence. With no strength in the body, no enthusiasm at heart, and no originality in the brain, what will they do, these lumps of dead matter? By stimulating them, I want to bring life into them. To this I have dedicated my life. I will rouse them through the infallible power of Vedic mantras. I am born to proclaim to them that fearless message. Arise, awake, be you my helpers in this work. Go from village to village, from one portion of the country to another, and preach this message of fearlessness to all, from the Brahmin to the Chandala. Tell each and all that infinite power resides within them, that they are sharers of immortal bliss. Thus, rouse up the rajas within them, make them fit for the struggle for existence, and then speak to them about salvation. First, make the people of the country stand on their legs by rousing their inner power. First, let them learn to have good food and clothes and plenty of enjoyment. Then tell them how to be free from this bondage of enjoyment. Laziness, meanness, and hypocrisy have covered the whole length and breadth of this country. Can an intelligent man look on all this and remain quiet? Does it not bring tears to the eyes? Madras, Bombay, Punjab, Bengal, whichever way I look, I see no signs of life. You are thinking yourselves highly educated. What nonsense have you learnt? Getting by heart the thoughts of others in a foreign language, and stuffing your brain with them, and taking some university degrees, you consider yourselves educated. Fie upon you! Is this education? What is the goal of your education? Either a clerkship, or being a roguish lawyer, or at the most a deputy magistracy, which is another form of clerkship. Isn't that all? Open your eyes and see what a piteous cry for food is rising in the land of Bharata, proverbial for its wealth. Will your education fulfill this want? Never. With the help of Western science, set yourselves to dig the earth and produce foodstuffs, not by means of mean servitude of others, but by discovering new avenues to production, by your own exertions aided by Western science. Therefore, I teach the people of this country to be full of activities, so as to be able to produce food and clothing for themselves. For want of food and clothing, and plunged in anxiety for it, the country has come to ruin. What are you doing to remedy this? Throw aside your scriptures in the Ganga, and teach the people first the means of procuring their food and clothing, and then you will find time to read to them the scriptures. If their material wants are not removed by the rousing of intense activity, none will listen to words of spirituality. Therefore I say, first rouse the inherent power of the Atman within you, then rousing the faith of the general people in that power as much as you can, teach them first of all to make provision for food, and then teach them religion. There is no time to sit idle. Who knows when death will overtake one? While saying these words, a mingled expression of remorse, sorrow, compassion, and power shone on his face. Looking at his majestic appearance, the disciple was awed into silence. A little while afterwards, Swamiji said again, that activity and self-reliance must come in the people of the country in time. I see it clearly. There is no escape. The intelligent man can distinctly see the vision of the next 3 yugas, ages ahead. Ever since the advent of Sri Ramakrishna, the eastern horizon has been aglow with the dawning rays of the sun, which in course of time will illumine the country with the splendor of the midday sun. So this is the 12th chapter from Conversations and Dialogues, available in Volume 7 of the Complete Works of Swami Vivekananda. It is also available as a separate book called Talks with Swami Vivekananda. I'll mention the links in the description below. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat.